Okay, the next stage is the slightly delicate bit, so we're going to have to make sure we get this right. We have the stuffing here, which is porcini and chestnut mushroom stuffing. We have the rib cap here, and we have the rib here, and we are going to magically combine the three into your dream Christmas centerpiece. So, I'm going to pick this stuffing up and very carefully pop it on there. That went well. That's good. Peel this back. Of course, we will be doing this for you, so all you have to do is pop it in the oven, open a bottle of wine, make some gravy. So you can see we're going to keep this here, and it's going to go in between the rib cap and the ribeye, but it will also go in between the fat and the ribeye if you go for the cap off option. And really, this is just a little extra something because it's Christmas. You know, you've already got so much going on, but these sort of earthy forest flavors work really well with the dry aged beef. And to be honest, there aren't many things that I put with a rib roast because it's kind of the king of roast as it is. But after a lot of time with Barry, working on different things, and this is what he came up with, and it really just lifts it and offers something slightly different. It's got like an earthy richness, so if you have a gravy that's got a bit of red wine to cut through that as well, it works really well. Okay, so I'm now going to pop this over, all in one smooth action. Now there will be a little bit sticking out while I'm tying it on, but it'll all be trimmed up and look immaculate by the end. So once that's in there, and you can see it running through this edge here, the next stage is to tie it. This will take a little while because it is a big piece of beef, but we'll make sure that it's tied on securely. So you shouldn't really lose much of the stuffing during the cook. A little bit at the end, at either end of the roast, where it sort of expands, but when we were tasting it on one of the hottest days of the year in August, the crust on the outside from where it did peek through during the roast was really superb. So, I'm just going to shape it a little bit as I tie. And we'll get going on this. So for cooking times with this, I would suggest pretty much the same as the turkey really. So 40 minutes per kilo. And again, the key thing is let it rest. The beef especially, so Simpsons on the Strand, who are sort of well known for many years as one of the great places to have a Sunday roast, they roast their rib of beef for as long as they've cooked it. And really what you want to do then is when you're serving it, make sure you're serving it on a hot plate with warm gravy, but you're going to get so many more nuanced flavors coming through when the beef is at sort of just above room temperature. If you eat it too hot, you lose out on so many different flavors. And if you eat it fridge cold, which most people do the next day after Christmas, you're missing out on a lot that way as then. So there's a top tip for your leftovers sandwich, is get your beef out already sliced about an hour before you want to have that sandwich, and you'll get a lot more out of it. So I'm just going to tie the last rib at the front here, and then we will face that up and see what it looks like when it's nice and tidy. So as you can see, you lose a little bit on either side, but what you gain should be more than worth it. Okay. So that's what you have at the moment. Obviously you can't eat that beautiful smelling but not so fantastic tasting dry aged section on the outside. So I'm just going to come down here . And there we go. Okay, so there you have it. This is our porcini and chestnut mushroom stuffed dry aged fore rib of beef. It makes a fantastic alternative centerpiece to your Christmas table.